contextualization for this video. I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi. This is my YouTube channel, Tanis Leonhardi. Today is Sunday, 21 January 2024 as of filming this, and this is going to be my take on the Thomas Heilman 200 meter butterfly, which was the time of 1:58, so 1 minute, not 58, I apologize, 1 minute 53 seconds and 682 hundredths. Got the 8 and the 3 mixed up. So 1:58.32, 1:53.82. It's good to document my mistakes. People make these mistakes in person. I've witnessed it, and they'll just stick with it, and it'll be just stuck there, and then it's like they see the time, or they go back. I've done that too, and it'll be like, dang. So there we go. We've documented one of those mistakes I've made, and this was at the 2023 World Aquatics Championships in Fukuoka, Japan. And so he achieved his time in the final. So 1 minute 53.82 seconds in the final on 26 July 2023. And let's see, what day of the week was that? It was a Wednesday. And it was a personal best time, and he placed 4th. And the winner was Leon Marchand. And Thomas Heilman did not disappoint. It was fast final. So the winner, Leon Marchand, won in 1:52.43. So Heilman was less than a second and a half behind that. And in watching, so that's the performance. It was a personal best time, 4th place at World Championships. How do I contextualize this? So it was an interesting swim from him, and partially I can contextualize it because he was not in first. Some people are like, but you gotta win the gold medal, or you gotta win a medal, and I'm like, this is an example, a perfect example of I can potentially partially understand what this guy was going through because he was not the leader. In that sense. And so what I mean by that is my personal best times in my 5.80 mile road walk run set of recent have been, there are different ways to achieve personal best times. And the way for me, I sliced, you know, what was it, like 60 seconds off one of my personal best times. And I've done smaller time drops as well. But to get the really big time drops, I took on a very different approach. And it was from step 1, I would call it, it might sound kind of stupid, a solid. So it's about not having my peaks and troughs lower than previous performances, but just kind of like being like, every step I'm gonna do a fraction of a second faster. And that adds up to dropping 60 seconds kind of thing at the end of the set. And so his performance actually reminded me a bit of that, where in watching the race, he actually he's strong from the beginning and he's strong at the finish. And he does, he's not far behind in the beginning, like half of the race, and then the last half he catches up a little bit. But it's a strong, or from using terminology I use on myself, solid performance. In the sense of there's a beat, but the beat isn't necessarily like at any point, it's like it's just fast. And it's faster than so I call it solid, and the other one is I think of it as improving my baseline. Be like, I want to improve my time by a chunk, and if I think about every single little detail, I might drop a second. If I don't think about every single detail, I might drop more. So then I drop 60 seconds. You know, that kind of thing. So it's just like improving the baseline can also just be considered like bulldozing. A bulldozer does not move very fast, like compared to like a Ferrari, you know, in its little energy spurts. But if there's a certain approach, and a change where the bulldozer might not have, you know, might have been a Ferrari, and a previous run at a very small glimpse, it's like, well, let's take the Ferrari pulse out of it because that might correspond to a lower energy trough somewhere else. So let's just take both of those extremes out and go through. And so that's what in watching it, it reminded me of that. My bulldozing, my baseline shift, my solid performances. So yeah, that's what I thought of when I watched it. That and Leon Marchand is a very handsome man. They both are very handsome men. They're both very big men. I am 5 foot 7.5 inches and I am female, she, her, hers. So these dudes are like, you're a little bit bigger than me. So I have not seen Thomas Heilman race in person. I have seen Leon Marchand race in person before this World Championships. Well, yeah. About an hour and a half that way, depending on traffic. So I'm filming this in the city of Shoreline, King County, Washington State, United States of America. Planet Earth, the original, which is in the northern suburbs of Seattle. So, yes. That is my take on the Thomas Heilman 200 meter butterfly. 153.82 was a solid performance and a personal best time that echoed. No, because this happened before I did my stuff, my personal best times like that. But it was a approach I've done in the past, but not so much in the past. It's a very much a just drop substantial time approach for me in my running. In that sense, there's multiple. I can improve my mile time by fractions of a second, or I can drop 8 seconds, and it's my 8-second drop approach. And that goes back to like the 2010s, and before 2006 to 2012 approximately. So it reminded me of that. So there's the contextualization. Happy day and time of viewing whenever you're viewing this, and happy place of viewing this wherever you're viewing this from.